Okay, so you can see how this off shoulder looks like, how the breast will look like. You can see how it is standing. Even if a male put it on, you see how it will stand. You can see what I use to pad this one is a strong breast pad. I have a video on how to pad this breast pad, and what I used for that video was a softer breast pad, but for this one I use a hard breast pad. If you can feel it, it is hard, so it gives you this standing and strong effect. So I have a video on how to pad it. In case you have not watched that, you still need to go and watch how to pad it. And you can see how the lining is even standing. You can see the lining. I use a strong paper gum to pad it. You can see I use a strong paper gum to pad it. Give it a good nice press. You can see how the breast, even this thing is standing. There's no breast to inside, only paper gum. Look at it. This one is a strong paper gum which I use, and this other one I use this other one which you are seeing here. So I use the lighter paper gum for this one, and this half the under bust I use paper gum and fill it up to this I separate before sewing it, so you can see how it is standing. I want to show you something. I want to put it on the guy for you to see how it looks. So I'm coming, let me show you. Okay, so you can see how it is standing, very strong, and you can see the shape of the breast. It's a male that put it on, not female, for your information. So I just want to show you how it looks on male. And not talk less of when a female put it on. You can see how the shape the shape comes out, very curved. You can see very strong. You can see. So this is what you are supposed to get after you have done your cutting of your off shoulder bust cutting, and pad it the same way I showed you on the video. So thank you all. Look at the man behind the camera that is putting it on. Take care. Yes, I just cut out the neck off and the armhole for the off shoulder. So I just want to show you how it sits on female. So you can see how it fits on female. That's what I want to show you now. You can see still standing very nice, and it slaps at the upside. You can see. You can see the beautiful lady behind the camera. That's it. Okay, I have turned up with the lining and I top stitch it, so you can see how it looks. And I've also done the same for the back, and I sewed the zip area down, and I'll close like this. What I'm going to do next is to fold my front into two. My front now, I'm going to bend it and fold it into two. Let me just show you. So what I did was to fold my front in half and place it on the back. And let me conclude. You can see the line which I drew with my chalk. You can see the line which I drew with my chalk to get my straight measurement based on the front on the back. So I drew a straight line for my zipper allowance. I'm going to sew it down. So when I sew it down, I'll come back and show you how it will look like and what you're supposed to get in case you are following me. Make sure you're always working with iron and give it a good nice press. After sewing it down, give it a good nice press. So you can see how it looks now. Because even here, which I stitch and iron, so it has its own work to do in terms of fixing the zip. It makes it easier for me to place my zip at the back. So what I'm going to do now is inner sewing. I promised to show you guys inner sewing in one of my videos on how to fix your inner peplum. So that is what I'm going to do now. You can see I did not join my side in both this other side, and both for the front I did not join the side either. So what I'm going to do next now is to turn my front and place on the back. Sorry if I don't have anybody to hold my camera for me, and I really want to show you this. What I'm going to do now is to place my front on the back equally, and I will pin down fabric to fabric only. Pin down fabric to fabric both at this side and this other side. So as I told you, I just pinned my side to side together. You can see the pin here holding it. Both this other side, I have marked out my busts. So that's my padding video. I showed you on how to mark out your bust accurately. So I did the same thing, mark both side of my bust. I'm sorry for not showing you more detail, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to do. I don't have a camera stand or video stand to say for me to show you everything in details. In case anyone wants to help, you can say assist with a video stand. But with time I will buy it. Don't worry, with time I will buy it. But it will take, I don't know, sure. I will buy. So this is what I want to show you. So what I'm going to do now is to sew it. Don't forget to subscribe. What I'm going to do now is to sew it down and sew this other side down. And I'll show you. I have sewn them the two sides and I went ahead to iron them. Don't play with your iron. Always iron your clothes when sewing. Mostly your opponents. Went ahead and iron it. So I'm going to turn it out. So you can see after turn out, you can see how it looks. The two sides is separate. You can see the two sides is separate. And don't join together. Separate. So what I'm going to do next is to fix my peplum before cutting the armhole. So I just want to show you how to sew your inner. So when I fix the peplum, that is where I will conclude my video. Thank you. So what I did here was to take the full of the fabric. I folded it into two, and what I got this 45 by length. So what I got from this midpoint, from this edge, sorry, to this edge is 22.5, and from this other edge to this edge is 22.5. You can see this is open into two while this here is closed. So to get your peplum, so what I did now is to take the 25 from here, because here is 25 and here is 25. What I did is to take it down by 25 down there and take my desired length of my peplum plus my 1 inch sewing allowance. That is what I did, and I take the same. So after gotten my peplum length, I took from here to here. What I got between here and here, that is what I took down here. Get, that is the measurement I took down, the same measurement down. Get, so that is it. So what I'm going to do next is to cut it out and cut out my lining, and I'm going to put paper gum on it, strong paper gum, because I want it to stand, because I'm going to plate it. So I want it to stand. If I'm going to gum both the fabric and my lining, if the fabric gum is not enough, I might double it to lining one. So let me go to that. So as you can see, I went ahead to get my midpoint of my peplum. You can see the edge. After putting the paper gum stay, I now lining it and top stitch it. I also top stitch it to look closely here. You will see my top stitching. I went ahead to top stitch it round, and I get my midpoint of my peplum, which I have notched like this. You can see, and I also notched for my fabric the up side. I notched the center. You can see the notch, and I also notched the lining here too. So what I'm going to do now is to plait it. Put one plate here, another plate here. At all the dots, I'm going to plait at all the dots, and I will show you what to do. Plait this to the fabric, to the lining for separate from this one. When I plait this one, I'll show you how to turn it. Okay. As you can see, you can see the dots here. You can see each dot contains their own plating. This that contains its own plating. You can see the same thing with this one. And then this is the best way to plait so far. So what you do next is to turn it over. Remember, you notched your middle points for the up as the way you did for the fabric. You also did the same for the lining. So what you are going to do now, you can see the midpoints here. Put your midpoints on this other midpoint. You can see. This is what you're going to do now. You run from here to the end, and run from here to the end. Then you are going to turn it out through the armhole, because this side is already sealed. It will be sealed. So you turn it out from the armhole. Let me join it in and I'll come back. So we have come to conclusion of our blouse. So this is how the inside looks like. You can see. My aim here is for you to improve your work. So I just think to share the little knowledge I know for you to apply it to what you have been doing to improve your work. So you can see the finished work of what I just made. This is it. You can see how it looks very neat without rough edges. Everywhere is neat. So I want to thank all of you for watching. Please subscribe and share to your friends to watch more, because I have a lot coming, lots of video, lot of hacks for you to learn to improve your work. So take care.